Okay.
And we are live. All right, so I'm going to, yeah, I am sharing my screen right now. Let me just reshare it right here. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So we'll start off with task 1 here. And the quicker we get through this, the quicker we could hop on over to speaking for today. So let's start by reading this task right here. You've seen an advertisement in an Australian magazine for someone to live with a family for 6 months and look after their 6-year-old child. Write a letter to the parents. In your letter, explain why you would like the job. Give details of why you would be a suitable person. Say why how you would spend your free time. Okay, great, excellent. Could you read this letter, please? The first part.
Okay, dear sir or madam, this is Sarah Brown. I'm a student of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I'm contacting you in regards to the advertisement which has been published in an Australian citizen magazine recently, and I would like to apply for this occupation.
Cool. You know what? Go ahead and read the rest of this. That would be fine.
Okay.
Read the whole thing.
Okay. To begin with, I would like to highlight that I love children and I enjoy playing and spending my time with kids, and I'm pretty sure that this job is exactly what I want for my long holiday. In addition, I would like to provide you with the details about myself and my experience. I'm 20 years old, and as an elder sister, I used to stay with my younger brother to look after him when my parents were busy and they had to leave us alone. I'm a responsible person, and I had a relevant experience a year ago when I had a long holiday and I helped a family with their 5-year-old child here in Arlington. They were satisfied when I assisted them. And if you need a reference from that family, I can request and provide you with it. Moreover, I'm allowed to study online. Hence, staying with your family for 6 months will not be a problem at all. In view of the fact that I had a long-standing goal to visit Australia, I'm planning to visit cultural and historical places during my free time, like Sydney Opera House. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and further discussion in detail. Yours sincerely, Sarah Brown.
Okay, great, awesome. So there's a lot good here. First of all, you're using a lot of new phrases that you weren't using last time, especially the phrases that are just useful for letter writing in IELTS, right? So I am contacting you in regards to, in view of the fact that I would like to provide you with, you're being very clear, you're explaining exactly what you're going to provide them with, why you're contacting them. And this is not just useful in IELTS, but it's honestly useful in email writing in general. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and further discussion in detail. That's great as well, right? So this is a formal letter. You don't use any contractions. You don't use any informal vocabulary from what I see. You use good connection words, like transition words, like in addition, right? Or moreover. So this is all really good right here. So here are a couple things that I would change. So first of all, I think because this paragraph is like a monster right here. So I think we could clean this up by actually attaching this, making that part of that paragraph, and then making this a separate paragraph, right? Because I think that yeah, like you're talking about you know, your skills, you're talking about your experience with your elder sister and your younger brother, for example. That's great. And then you're talking about a specific other experience. So I think it's fine for you to kind of separate these just for a little bit more balance right here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is grammatically accurate. This is really, really strong. Another thing I would change is right here. This is Sarah Brown. I am a student of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. How do you think we should change this? What am I looking for right here? What do you think?
I don't know.
Not sure?
Have no idea, not sure.
Okay, cool. So there's no reason to keep these two pieces as part of the same sentence, right? So it's basically just to finish the sentence. These are two different pieces of information. One of them is the name, and the other one is like the fact that she's a student, and it's not joined by any connector or conjunction like and, for example. So for that reason, I would just go to suggesting, and I would put a period right there. All right. Or you could just put and if you want to. That's another option right here. We should have one space and. Good stuff. That's pretty much it. I had a holiday. I helped my family with their 5-year-old child here in Arlington. Satisfied when I assisted them. If you need a reference from that family, I can request it provided to you. This is really strong. That's excellent piece of writing. Excellent. All right.
Thanks.
So if we go to lexical resource, lexical resource, I think it's very strong, but I think there's still a way to go. I think there are still situations where you can improve. So I'll give that a band 8. All right. For grammar, this is really strong. I'd give it a band 7. 7, yeah, band 7. Coherence and cohesion, you're using all of the right transition words. It makes sense. It's logical for the most part. So I'd give that an 8. And for task achievement, I'd pin that down as an 8 as well. So I think there are situations where you could go further, where you could give more specific details, where you could use higher level vocabulary. But overall, this is a strong 7.5 right here. Okay. Cool. 7.5. Excellent work. All right. Cool. Do you have any questions about that?
No questions.
Cool. Let's go on to task 2. The growth of online shopping will one day lead to all shops in town and cities closing. Do you agree or disagree? All right. Could you begin reading, please?
Yeah. In recent times, people tend to have more comfort in their lives, especially when cutting-edge technologies came and became a part of modern society. E-commerce develops dramatically fast nowadays. Online stores are attracting more and more individuals as compared to shopping outlets. Some people believe that this can lead to closure of offline shops, I believe. Cannot see. Yeah, however, I disagree with it. This essay will examine this tendency, and I will provide my personal point of view, whether it's going to happen or not.
Okay,
to begin with, yeah,
let's go paragraph by paragraph with this one. So first of all, when, so if you say when and then you use the past simple, you're basically saying that it has affected the comfort of lives only at one time in the past, because you're saying when it came, right at that moment, right? But it's not really right at that moment, it's since that moment, right? Like it's from that moment all the way to now.
Yeah,
so it's not just when, right? So you could say in recent times people tend to have more comfort in their lives, especially since cutting edge technologies have become, become a part of modern society, you could say. Oops, what am I doing? E-commerce develops dramatically fast. Let's change this to a prepositional phrase and say at a dramatic rate or a dramatic speed. Let's say drastic speed.
New word for me.
Develop, yeah, at a drastic speed nowadays. Cool. And we could say is developing. It's more common. We spoke about this in our previous classes. One of the common uses of the present continuous is used with trends, right? So trends that are happening in society, like not one specific action. You know, I could say, I am writing right now. But you could also say, the youth are listening to a lot of rap music. Yeah. So it's more common when we're talking about these kind of like large societal trends, these large, big picture trends, to use the present continuous. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so this could be really useful on the IELTS exam for sure. E-commerce is developing at a drastic speed nowadays. Online stores are attracting more and more individuals as compared to shopping outlets. Some people, so these are all like separate sentences. There's no conjunction that's like bringing them together. There's no
Okay.
transition word. So these are all separate sentences. So how about we just say and right here. So we'll add a conjunction, and online stores are attracting. Finish that sentence. And then we could say,
some people believe blah, blah, blah.
For, yeah, some people believe more. I disagree with it. This essay will examine the tendency, this tendency, and I will provide my personal point of view, whether it is going to happen or not. You could say my personal point of view as to whether this is going to happen or not. This is really good. I really like this. In fact, I really like the structure, the overall structure of your introduction. It's just about the punctuation that we need to clean up a little bit, and that's pretty much it. All right, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yeah. To begin with, there is no doubt that online shopping has many advantages in contrast to offline stores. 24/7 availability of online shops, detailed information about every single item which is available for online buying, worldwide delivery, easy and secure payments which can be made online. They are all about the positive sides of online shopping. In addition, making purchases online can save buyers time and can help to spend more time with family. Moreover, even if a person is far from home or from his relatives, he or she can easily make online orders and send the ordered item as a gift, letting them know that they are still loved. For instance, being in Israel for a long time, I made an online purchase on a Russian's electronic website and sent electric toothbrushes as a gift to my parents. They were on cloud 9 when they got my present. Apart from that, based on my experience, ordering the automobile spare parts for car maintenance is also a brilliant idea to avoid visiting offline auto shops and save money and time.
Great. So, first thing, right here, this is a great sentence. So I'm just going to highlight that right there. So right here, you're using a lot of commas, and that's completely fine. I'm not telling you to add a conjunction. I'm not telling you to create a new sentence. Why do you think that is? Why did I tell you to create new sentences here, but I didn't tell you to create new sentences here? Do you have any ideas?
A lot of details are provided in this sentence.
The thing is that these are all nouns, right? This is a list of different things. 24-hour availability, that is a noun, that is a thing. It's not a full clause with a subject and a verb, right? Detailed information, again, that is a noun, and then you give more information after. Easy and secured payments. So those are all nouns, so you could list them and put commas. However, right here, it's different. E-commerce is developing at a drastic speed nowadays. That is a whole, like, that is a clause. It's actually, it could exist on its own, this sentence. This is another clause. The reason why
different structure of paragraphs, like nouns and the sentence, like complex sentences.
yeah. So So this is a compound sentence right here. Yeah, that's right. So you need a conjunction for a compound sentence. That's right. Whereas the sentence that you have here is really just a simple sentence, but it's a list, right? Like you're listing different things. So you could just have commas. But make sure when you have a compound sentence, just like up here, it's the same thing. This is Sarah Brown. So we know that's a clause because there's a subject and a verb, is, and I am a student of Massachusetts. Yeah, so you need and, or you could start a new sentence. Okay, great. Good stuff. This is a fantastic paragraph. Really, really good. Could you fix this, please? I made a purchase on a Russia's electronics website. Not a Russia's. Very close though, very close.
You mean the specific Russia's electronic website, or
very close. So it's a Russian electronics website. Yeah, okay. Russian is used as an adjective to describe something, not Russia's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's possessive. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next paragraph. Could you read, please?
Yeah. However, there are definitely disadvantages and vague moments regarding the return policy, goods returning and getting payments back. First obvious reason for many people not to buy online, in particular clothes or footwear, is simply how to try those items on before purchase. No doubt that there are sizing tables on websites. Nevertheless, a significant part of customers prefer to do it in a classic way, to go shopping offline. Another thing is that there is still a risk of running into scammers and losing money.
Okay, let's work a little bit more on the vocabulary here. So I just want to come back here. There's one thing that I forgot. I noticed that you said they were on cloud 9, right? So this is an example of an idiom. Idioms typically aren't used in IELTS Part 2, and they're typically not used in essays in general from my experience. So I suggest that you stay away from them for IELTS Task 2, okay? So
gotcha.
They were, instead of this, use a collocation, an adverb adjective collocation. They were extremely happy when they got my present. Yeah, this reminded me of it. You start a sentence saying no doubt. Again, the discourse, that's quite informal. To just say no doubt, you could say there is no doubt that they are sizing tables on websites. That's okay now. That's a full sentence, right? So you need a verb,
full construction. There is
right.
no doubt. Okay.
Yeah. First obvious reason. Okay. Just a little tip for you. Most of the time, when we use first, second, third, fourth, any of the ordinal adjectives, we will typically put a definitive article. The first obvious reason.
Okay.
Yeah, almost always. The second bus, the third person. Yeah, almost always the. Okay, that's just a little thing for you to remember.
Thanks.
And thing, I just used it while speaking. It's a very lazy word. So let's think of a better word to use. Another
point. No?
Point, good. Yep, exactly, definitely. Point, aspect, factor, element. So always use one of those words instead of thing, unless if it's a special collocation. That's my suggestion for IELTS. Okay, beautiful. Could you read the conclusion, please?
Yeah. All in all, considering positive and negative points that are listed above, I would like to state here my personal point of view. From my perspective, both options, online shopping and offline shopping outlets, will continue to exist apparently, since there are groups of people who prefer to do online shopping, whereas other group of people still love to do offline shopping and keep haptic feelings, where a person can easily touch or test a good in real time, not on their website. Hence, I disagree with the statement that offline stores will be closed.
Okay. question. So what do you mean by apparently? I can't completely
I mean,
grasp the meaning.
that's you can go to offline store and choose whatever you want, and also you can go to www.something.com and to make an order
Yep, yeah.
online.
So this whole part I completely understand and it's very clear. From my perspective, both options will continue to exist. But what do you mean apparently? Does that mean like clearly?
In parallel, in
Oh,
parallel.
okay. So that's completely different. Apparently
Mhm.
could mean like clearly or supposedly. So that's completely different. So you could say in parallel. We use
Okay.
a prepositional phrase. Yeah, that's good now, in parallel, that collocation. Since there are groups of people who prefer to do online shopping, yeah, this is actually packed with topic specific vocabulary, like absolutely packed, which will really help your score. So for lexical resource, this is packed with topic level, topic related vocabulary. Unfortunately, some of the words that you use are not used correctly, unfortunately. So for that reason, I give this a band 7.5. For grammar, this is good. You made a few mistakes, but I'd still give this a band 7. So well done. For coherence and cohesion, this is very cohesive and coherent. So I give it, yeah. I'm just trying to think about these situations right here when you're using the wrong, yeah. You know what? This would still deserve a band 8 right here. And for task achievement, this is a band 8. You're very clear. You basically touch on all the points that you need to. So excellent stuff. So that overall is a 7.5. So great work. Awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. That's good. Yeah, you've really improved since last time. How long did it take you to do this?
Oh, as I remember, it was almost in time, 45 minutes, I think.
45
Because,
minutes. And
yeah,
did you use
my
Google?
no, just my friends my friends were waiting for me to go out, and I had to compose my essay quickly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That got you to do it quicker, right?
Yeah,
So that's good. Yeah, at least you made the time. But yeah, that, and you didn't use the internet, you didn't use Google, nothing. This all came from your mind, right?
It from some phrases came from the previous experience. I remember individuals and other stuff.
But you remembered it, right? Like you didn't check any notes, you didn't check any resources. It was all just from your mind, right?
From mine and from the previous essays, the examples which I looked through.
So you looked through the other examples while you were writing this, right?
No. Earlier. I did it earlier.
Okay, that's fine then. Well, then that's really good. As long as you weren't looking at any resources while you were writing this, that's great, Alex. This is really, really strong. All right, good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Let's get started with the speaking test then, okay? Are you ready to get started?
Let's get the party started.
Let's get the party started. All right. Okay, let's go. So first, let's talk about your hometown. How important is your hometown to you?
Well, basically, I was born there, so, and I consider that my hometown is the place where I grew up, and I remember several important, lovely places for me. So it's important in my life. Yeah.
Very good. Could you tell me about these important, lovely places, please?
Well, some places connected with my teenage period of life. Some of them connected with my I would say early 20s. I mean, when I was 25 years old, for example. So I remember, for example, some forests which are located within my hometown, and I remember some sports activities which I participated in. So
good stuff. Let's speak about reading. How easy is it for you to read books in English?
well, it's not easy task for me. I mean, I can read English books in English, but sometimes I would definitely need some help. I mean, some help from vocabulary to understand the context, to understand the meaning of some specific words. But uh, overall, I would say I can read books in English, especially technical literature, which is about IT programming courses and so on.
What is the last book that you have read?
Well, I think that was the book that's related to Java programming. Yeah, it was Java techniques and fundamentals, which was written by one American engineer, Java engineer.
All right, great. And let's talk about music. Do you like listening to live music?
Well, I'm a music lover, and I love and I enjoy listening of all types of music streaming. I mean, whether it's live set, whether it's some record, I enjoy listening to every type of music and its recordings.
Have you ever been to a concert before?
Sure, absolutely. I've been several times to concert of my favorite rock band that was actually in Russia, and here we're gonna. So we purchased tickets, and on May 4th we're participating in party, let's say, which will be in Tel Aviv.
All right, cool. Let's move on to part 2, Alex. So I'm just going to give you a part 2 task in Telegram. I think this will be relevant for you. All right, perfect. There we go. It's right there in the Telegram chat. So you may prepare. Okay, go ahead. You have one minute. Okay, Alex, that is 1 minute, and you may begin.
So I would like to talk about full stack development course in which participating currently. I'm participating currently. So actually I study full stack development. It includes backend development and front end development. It also includes learning of programming languages like Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, and this course lasts about 1 year. And as a benefit, it includes Hebrew lessons in the beginning. And our teacher is very experienced. He is about 50 or 60 years old. He is ex worker of Motorola here in Israel. He worked as a software engineer, and so the reason why I enrolled in this course that was I'm constantly trying to update my working skills, IT skills, and I would like to expand my experience in using different technologies, and I want to become a professional in full stack development. So that's it.
Good. Okay, very good. Let's go on to part 3. Second. Great. So I'm going to ask you a few questions about, let's see if there are any about courses. Okay. I'm going to ask you questions about education. So first question, in your country, besides universities, are there any other places where adults can study?
Well, in recent time, online educational websites are in trend, are very popular, and so adults can easily apply or enroll in some online course and easily learn something new for them. So definitely it's the first option, an easiest option, I believe.
Good. Do you think it is worth it for adults to continue their education after they have graduated from university?
Well, I believe so. Everything rapidly changes nowadays, and even you or person, even person has graduated very famous, let's say, university, but probably his knowledge would not be enough for using modern technologies, and some modern courses which can learn how to use cutting-edge technologies can be a great idea, a brilliant idea to upgrade your skills or some person's skills.
Very good. Let's talk about teachers. Why do some people not want to be a teacher?
Well, being a teacher is very responsible step, let's say. So you have to be responsible and patient, and besides that fact that you have to be professional in your field, I mean in that field that you chose earlier. So that's really difficult For some people, for some persons, it's very, very difficult to become teacher because it's a huge responsibility, and not everyone can handle this.
And one more question. Which skills or traits should a good teacher have?
Well, as I mentioned, I believe patience, or just to be patient. Teacher has to be patient, eager to learn, I believe, and he can be probably he can act as a friend. I mean, to some student. So he can give an advice in every time.
Okay.
And any time.
All right. Great stuff. That was actually a good test right there, Alex. It was better than yesterday, so that's good. You're definitely improving. So let me start off with some of the positive feedback. First of all, you use great topic related vocabulary, and this is really helping your lexical resource skills, or sorry, mark. You use discourse markers, which helps your fluency. You had little hesitation today, but you had a little more in part 2 and 3 than you did in part 1. In part 2, you provided very good information and you stayed on topic and you brainstormed a lot of ideas for the monologue, which really helped you out. You explored the topic well and you use good expressions too. For example, to be in trend, that's a good expression right there. In terms of vocabulary, well, this is more grammar, but well, it is vocabulary. We could use the word persons, but that's
for some people, yeah,
that like using persons is used a lot more in like formal, like legal context. So when you're using person as a plural, I would say almost always you would be saying people, almost always. Okay,
plural people, and single is person.
Exactly, definitely. Person, people, one person, two people, exactly. The difference between to learn and to teach, you could say this course teaches this skill, but not learns this skill. Being a teacher requires a lot of responsibility. So instead of like being a teacher is a responsible step, for example. And
that's what I need.
Yeah, yeah. And to listen to. This is a very common collocation. It's one of the most common preposition mistakes my students make. They say to listen with or to listen for. We say to listen to. So I listen to music, I listen to a podcast, to the radio, whatever. A little bit of hesitation in part 3. So you know what? I'm going to give you your score. 7 for lexical resource, very nice. For grammar, a little bit lower, I'd say 6. For fluency, this was a better class today, so I'd give this about a 6. And for pronunciation, I'd give this a 6.5. You're sounding good. So overall, today, 6.5. Great work. This was a strong day today, for sure. All right. Okay, great work. Do you have any questions before we finish up, Alex?
Can we get back, please, to the being a teacher?
Yeah, absolutely we can. Yes, I think you'd make a great teacher, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. Here, I'll stop this recording right here.